All right, man. Let's talk about a lot of people saying Terence Crawford should um use his Super WBO champion status and move up to 154 pounds and try to become the WBO mandatory. I'm pretty sure Tim Tszyu is going to try to get Jermell Charlo stripped. You know, you know how quickly they quick to strip undisputed champions. Now, if you don't know why all this is probably gonna be happening or could be happening. All right, let's like even from the strippers thing, let's get from the beginning, right? Now, the reason why they don't like undisputed champions is when you start to consolidate the belts, it's simply because the percentage each sanctioned belt body gets. It's going percentage for an average fighter when you become champion is 3%. They get 3% of the purse. It's probably just a guarantee purse. They usually report less guarantees for tax purposes and sanction fee purposes. Okay, so they usually, so it's 3%. So you get two belts, it might go down to 2%, 1.5%, 1.5%. You get three belts, it's probably going down to 1%. You know what I'm saying? You get four belts, it's probably still hovering just under 1%, around 1%. So then they got to share a larger pot. Therefore, if I had one champion, I get a larger lump sum. Now, if you get somebody like Canelo Alvarez, he don't never have, or Mayweather, they don't never have to pay the going rate. It's always cheaper because the bag is bigger, and a little bit of their bag is better than 30% of an average fighter bag. So they can consolidate all they want to. You know, each sanction belt body still gonna eat because they make a nice amount of money. All right. So you saying, Will, why should Bud jump up to WBO and challenge, that? For one, we already know Errol Spence said Jermell Charlo can't fight him. He said if he can't fight him, he not fighting him. You think Errol Spence gonna block him? That's Al Heyman word because they can't have Errol Spence out here looking bad. If Jermell and Terence Crawford able to negotiate and they go smooth, then what they say about Errol Spence? There you have it, right? That'll make Earl look bad. Now, apparently, Jermell Charlo broke his hands. Now, some conflicting reports about him breaking his hand. Some people think they don't have the TV day. Some people find it funny that when his hand got broke, his hand got broke just after Earl got into a car accident, and it pushed Earl return date from February all the way down to maybe June, right? And at the end of the day, it's rumors that PBC won't be hanging around. Now, Jermell Charlo, Tim Tszyu was the only regular PBC TV fight, regular Showtime. Now, it took them a long time to do the fight. Now, Charlo fought in May, Tim Tszyu fought like, March or something like that. And now, Tim Tszyu is a very active fighter, and now he messed with PBC fighting once a year. And Tim Tszyu, I think, did suffer injury, and now maybe that's one of the reasons the fight didn't get made for the fall. But ain't nobody fighting the fall for real but Showbox and Frank Martin and Michelle Rivera. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, that's the play. Now he injured, and Tim Tszyu has been the mandatory for this belt since last year. So going on a whole year. So he tried to get Charlo and Castano stripped, or he tried to step in and fight Tim Tszyu tried to step in and fight Charlo in March when Castanos got injured, and Charlo accused Castanos of trying to flush shit out of his body. He was faking the injury. All right. So it's a big mess. Tim Tszyu just been sitting there waiting. His career been put on standby ever since he started messing with PBC. His activity level dropped. Now that's where Bud come in. Bud, say, well, Tim, he ain't gonna never fight me, Jermell Charlo. Why not move up, elect to be the mandatory, or Tim Tszyu force him to get stripped? They say Tim Tszyu need an opponent. Bud go up there, fight Tim Tszyu. The fight probably gonna land in Australia, get the bag. Now there's some risk there. People look at Tim Tszyu and say he's basic, he this, but he's a big kid. He can punch and he can take a punch. Nobody whooped Terrell Goucher ass like that. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody beat on. I never seen nobody beat on Terrell Goucher like Tim Tszyu did. Tim Tszyu is a threat. He's a big dude. He's a physical, 154 pounder, and height. Him and Bud about the same height, but he thicker. So to me, that's a tough fight to jump into 154 pounds and get it popping. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I know Bud is sparred with big guys like Carlos Adames. You watch that from Gleason's gym right on YouTube and all that, but it's a different ball game in my opinion. It's a completely different ball game. You know? And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's like it's a risk. You know, you got to ask yourself, would he entertain fighting Josh Taylor? You know what I'm saying? If Josh Taylor get past Catterall, we wait for Josh Taylor to get the UK back. Or how big is Tim Tszyu in Australia? That's what you got to ask yourself. Which gonna bring a better back? I mean, also it's the reward of being also it's the reward of being four-time world champion in 4 different weight classes. I think 35 he had the lineal, 40 he had the lineal, 47 obviously he couldn't get the lineal, and 54 he more than likely probably won't get the lineal because it's still controlled by PBC. You know, but at the end of the day, I think most people might say fight Tim Tszyu and get the fuck up out of there. Because if his he said that he really wanted to fight Earl Spence, and that was the one fight that was keeping him around, and possibly that he wanted to get another belt. Well, shit, get another belt. I mean, ain't no point in hanging around. I understand you probably want to hang on to that WBO belt as long as possible because you drop it, then PBC gonna come get the belt and make Earl Spence undisputed, and people gonna still blame Bud. So I definitely understand that, and that's a factor in the stuff. Now, the WBO Super Champion is a special honor that's placed to a WBO champion. Per se, don't know the requirements of that, but at the end of the day, when you get the super champion status, you can move up or down and challenge to be the immediate mandatory. So you can move up and move down and be the immediate mandatory. So so you can move up and be the mandatory. Now payola can kick into play and be like, nah. You can kind of with payola, paying the sanctionable bodies, and you probably could be like, you probably can, try to put it on the back burner as long as possible. You probably could. You probably could. No. But PBC and WBO don't have one of the best relationships out there though, neither. But money talk and bullshit talk. Money can fix a lot of things. There's some things that money can't fix though. Money can't buy you love, can't buy you happiness. Ralph Transvan right there. It can't. Money ain't gonna keep no woman neither. And it damn sure don't keep a man for a woman. It'll keep a woman a while it'll keep a woman around, but it ain't gonna be the love you looking for. You know, but that's a different conversation. But I mean, I think a lot of people open to the idea of Bud moving up and taking on Tim Tszyu. Then again, I gotta remember he dropped that WBO belt. Watch how fast PBC pick it up. Now he can hold on it for a month. He probably can hold on to both of them for like a small amount. He can win the 54 WBO, relinquish it and move back down. Just say he won it, and that's what most people thought Canelo would just do with Kovalev and just say, I ain't going back to 75 unless it's for a money fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what people thought he was going to actually do. You see what I'm saying? That's what people thought he was going to actually do. You know? When he went back up there messing with Beevil, just not to mess with the PBC. You know? But you gotta remember, you know, Bud still holding on to that at 47. Now, like I said, he can win it and come back down. Because it ain't like if he win the belt, it ain't like if he win the belt, Errol Spence gonna have a desire to get the WBO belt. They just gonna stop acknowledging the WBO belt again to benefit them, like Andrew Ruiz and Charlo becoming undisputed. That's all they gonna do. That's all they gonna do. You know, but at the end of the day, you don't want to drop that 47-pound belt into. But then again, if Boots pick it up, he ain't gonna fight Boots for undisputed neither. But you know, once Boots go to IBF route, he go to IBF route. You roll back down here, say who next up? Keith Thurman. Earl Spence back hurting a little bit more. Had Keith Thurman fight Alexis Rocha for the vacant WBO. They gonna make that shit happen. They gonna make that shit happen. They gonna make it happen. Mark my words. They gonna pick up that belt for Bud quick. So I mean, Bud would always have an option unless they say, "Well, you fight for this belt, you gotta drop this belt." But he gonna have an option. To me, he gonna have an option to keep it or drop it. Once you win it at 54, you win the belt. You won the belt. Ideally, you would love to go up there and fight for all the belts, but Earl Spence tells you that ain't gonna happen. And I don't per se think it's Spence blocking the fight. It could be. It's kind of is and not. It's just that they can't make Spence look bad. My thing, Al Heyman out here protecting pennies like they $1 million money bags. These dudes is pennies, bro. These dudes don't really have no value in the sports world. In my opinion, they don't have no value. They don't have no value. They don't have no value. So he protected something that don't have no value. Only thing else to do, I think, for Al Heyman to do is slip out the back door. So that's what I think. Unless he launches his own network. At the end of the day, it costs a lot of money, from what I understand, to launch your own network. So be it. But it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Let me know what you girls and guys think Bud should do. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. But Tim Tszyu ain't no easy lick. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. We everywhere. Just hit the link tree. Find me everywhere. Rate me on the podcast, man. I do appreciate that, man. But yeah, let me know what you girls and guys think. Just check out, I don't know. There's no playlist for this one, but hey, peace.